now. You can all settle back and enjoy live from Greece. It is the UEFA Europa League. It's Olympiacos against Rangers. It's live here on Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland with Stephen Thompson and Liam McLeod.
And we are in Piraeus, which is the port city just 5 miles to the southwest of the Greek capital, Athens. Under the floodlights here at the Kakis Stadium and match day 4 of the Europa League. Rangers are out there with the tracky tops on, just lined up to the left of the halfway line. Olympiacos there with the famous red and white striped shirts, red shorts, red socks to their right. Now the players will exchange handshakes with the officials and with their opposite numbers tonight. And what a huge occasion it is, and what a fabulous atmosphere it is inside the stadium as well. Greek stadiums generally do have electrifying atmospheres, and this place is no exception. The Conference League title holders, quite the journey. They began in the Europa League last season, eventually dropping down into the Conference League. Of course, that's a thing of the past now. You can't drop down into another competition from the Champions League or the Europa League. So it was the last time a side was able to do that. They went all the way in the Conference League, beating Fiorentina in the final in Athens as well. They also came through Aston Villa spectacularly, 6-2 on aggregate. And their main man up front, Ayoub El Kabi, scored 5 of those 6 goals, including a fabulous scissors kick. And it was perhaps fitting that it was he who got the winner in extra time against the Italians in the final, as Jack Butland goes to the halfway line with the captaincy this evening to meet his opposite number, Panagiotis Retsos, who plays at right centre-back for Olympiacos. The Rangers team, Jack Butland in goal, 3 changes from the side that started their League Cup semi-final victory at Hampden on Sunday. Sterling, Suter, Proper, Jefty at the back, Barron and Raskin, Cherny Diamonde, and Bayrami with Dessers leading the line for Rangers. As we've seen at all UEFA competition matches this week, there will be a moment of silence here to remember those who've lost their lives and have been affected by those atrocious floods in Valencia. German referee, 39-year-old Sasha Stegman, who's in the middle, who did Rangers draw in the Czech Republic against Sparta Prague in the tournament last October. So just about ready to go. The Olympiacos players have gone into a little huddle just to the left of the centre circle, as the ultras off to our left hold up placards, red and white, and banners and flags waving as well. It is quite the sight. They've got a fabulous record here. They haven't lost a competitive home fixture since March, when they were beaten by Panathinaikos. They did, however, lose twice in Europe, last term to the German side Freiburg and then to Maccabi Tel Aviv in this competition and the Conference League respectively. And it will be the home team to kick off. As we watch, we are just about level with the penalty spot of the Olympiacos box, and it is the hosts who get the game underway. And a long ball out to this near side, which Jefty will see behind for the throw-in under pressure from El Kabi. It's a wonderful atmosphere, Stephen. We're much closer to one of the goals than we are the other one. The goal that Rangers are defending off to our right feels like miles away from here.
Yeah, as it's but you're right. I mean, we're right beside, obviously, the Olympiacos ultras, so they're making a lot of noise. It's not the best commentary position I've ever worked at a game on, because the opposite goal is absolutely miles away. We don't have a monitor, so if there's any calls, you can bring me Neil in for them.
Yes, I'll do that. Connor Barron's taking a heavy one early on here. It's a Rangers free kick which Proper takes, restored to the team. Long ball looking for Dessers, but it goes all the way through to the goalkeeper Konstantinos Jolakis, the young goalkeeper. You don't see too many 21-year-olds as the first choice in goal, but he is these days. He kept goal in the final of the Conference League last season, as well as Retsos slips it to David Carmo, the Angolan who is on loan from Nottingham Forest. Fired forward down that left-hand side there by Olympiacos, looking to get some space down the left-hand side, and Rangers have a bit of defending to do out there. And it's the first real test for John Sterling, who slides in on his 18-yard line and wins it back, but only very briefly. Olympiacos pinch it back over left of the centre circle. Going to be picked onto the right of it to Retsos, out to this near side for Rodinei, the Brazilian winger. He can't keep it in play and goes out for a Rangers throw in midway inside their own half. Goalless in the opening couple of minutes.
It was just a wee slack one from Raskin a few moments ago. Sterling had bumped forward and Raskin tried to find the pass, get cut out by the left back of Olympiacos, and they get down that left hand side. That's the one thing, if Rangers do go forward from full back areas, this team with the two wide players are going to be dangerous. Going to have to pick their moments very wisely.
Carmo picks up midway inside his own half and just shifts it short there, looking to try and bring a couple of teammates into play, and one of those over there is Muzakitis, who's onto it, gets it forward the halfway line. Martins goes down, no foul. Rangers win it back, and they've got it with Václav Černý over on the far side, but he wanted too long on it and gives it away in double quick time. He's going to have to be better in possession than that if Rangers are going to get a positive result this evening.
Yeah, he seemed really hesitant when he received the ball. I'd like to see him just open his legs up and try and drive forward and commit a player, but he held on to it for ages and eventually was snuffed out to Olympiacos players on him in seconds.
There were 2-1 winners here at the weekend against Panathinaikos in the league, as El Kabi's flagged offside as he ran down the left of the Rangers central defence there. There will be a free kick to the visitors, which John Suter is going to take. Right to centre. It's actually a bit further forward than I thought it was going to be, so it's almost level with the edge of the centre circle. Suter with a long one with the right foot, out to Černý on the far side. Černý looking to get it under control with a challenge over there from Apostolopoulos. Puts it out for a Rangers throw-in.
Yeah, it was a really good ball actually from John Suter. Černý just showed too much of it to Apostolopoulos, put it out for the throw. But Rangers don't want to try and get their foot on the ball, take the sting out of the game, try and keep the ball for a few passes. Looked offside as
he was, Parran. He tried his best to stay on there, but the pass took too long to come to him, and by the time it had, he was off, and the flag was up on the far side. It will be a free kick for the home team inside their own penalty area. Rangers are just outside it. Rangers looking for a third victory in this year's Europa League. This is the midway point. Some more challenging fixtures to come. You look at this one and you look at an away trip to Nice and then at home to Tottenham Hotspur, trip to Manchester United, all to come as Rangers win it back down by the byline from a long Olympiacos ball. It's Jeffrey on the left hand side, looking for the big switch to Černý. It's cut out there by Apostolopoulos, who nods it forward to Martins. Back into the midfield for Muzakitis, and then just shifted forward just at the edge of the box here for Costinha. Rolls it out to the right hand side. The Rangers left is being attacked this time, and it comes from Costinha, drifts it in across Butland's goal. It breaks all the way through to the left hand side of the area. The shot is blocked when it broke back to Chiquinho, and Rangers able to bundle it away, and Dessers has done well to hold off his man before turning it out to Černý on the far side. But a misunderstanding, Barron doesn't get onto it, Martins does. Former Portugal international, just knocking it back the way to Hetze. And then just over on that left-hand side, Chiquinho looks up, gets the ball forward to the 18-yard line when it's cleared on the edge of his box by Suter. Then back into the centre circle, and it's Olympiacos 0, Rangers 0 in 5.5 minutes. But we're already seeing a pattern developing here.
Well, we are, and Rangers need to be a lot better on the ball. There's been about 3 occasions so far, only 5 minutes in, where they've given slack passes away and given up possession. Got to show a wee bit more composure.
Costinha just rolling that infield to Muzakitis. Now with Gelson Martins moving from left to right and then rolling it short out to this near side for Hetze. He's driving forward and then finds Chiquinho, gets the cross in with the right foot. It's calmly dealt with by Sterling. It evaded the two, El Kabi and Martins, who were waiting around about the 6-yard line, went in behind them. And Dujon Sterling hits it long, looking for Dessers in behind. Cyril Dessers, and he got the touch up against the defender, one-on-one here. Dessers trying to win it back, and it's a rather panicky challenge to put it behind for the corner there by Retsos, the Olympiacos captain. Rangers' first corner of the evening, indeed the game's first corner of the evening, nothing each, and this might be a real opportunity for Rangers.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lovely ball over the top, and Dessers timed his run really, really well. Just couldn't get the ball under control or out of his feet. It bounced a couple of times and allowed Retsos back in to put it behind for this corner,
which will be taken by Czerny, a left-footed in-swinger from the Rangers right as they attack the goal to our left. Bends it into the 6-yard area. El Kabi heads it clear. Nodded back into the box there by Bayrami, and it is booted to safety by Hetze up towards the halfway line. Rangers pick up though. It's Jefte out to the far side touchline. It's worked infield for Bayrami. Looks up at the Olympiacos box, just shifts it to his left for Diamonde. Gets it on to the right, has a go at goal. It's a pretty tame effort and pretty comfortable for Giolakis to hold on to, and it stays goalless on 7.
Comes from a lovely wee pass from Connor Barron into the middle of the pitch where Bayrami was, lays it off to Diamande, edge of the box, manages to find himself a wee bit of space for the shot. He'd be disappointed, didn't really get enough behind it. Straight at the goalkeeper, never really going to test him.
He's managed 7 clean sheets in his 12 appearances this season, Giolakis. He wasn't really threatened by Diamande's effort there. Rangers winning it back in the midfield. They've done well so far in that regard. It's keeping it's been more of a problem. It's now with Raskin just to the left of the centre circle. Gives it away though between he and Bayrami, and Olympiacos are trying to get in behind here. El Kabi's on to the right, propping his arm up. Thinks he's offside. El Kabi plays on, rolls it in, the little dummy almost paid off. He just slipped in there towards Chiquinho, I think it was, and Rangers able to get it away. Throw in on this near side taken by Costinha down the line. Rangers win it back with Jefte, and then Bayrami forward to Diamonde. But that was just from one slack pass up the pitch, and as Diamonde gets a free kick midway inside his own half, and they were almost in trouble.
Yeah, they're going to have to be far more careful on the ball. It was Bayrami this time, just giving it away. They broke its speed. The ball eventually comes into the box to Martins. He goes for the wee over, thinking he's got another player behind him. There was nobody behind him. He should have either taken a touch and swiveled the shot, or tried to kind of manufacture a shot first time. He was only 6-7 yards out when the ball came into him. Let off for Rangers.
Really good conditions for the game. Bright blue, clear skies all day today. 18 or 19 degrees, obviously dark now, but barely a breath of wind. It was quite blustery yesterday when we arrived, but the conditions good for this?
Yeah, the pitch looks decent as well. Ideal for a game, really, Liam. I was expecting it to be slightly warmer of an evening in Greece, but you can't have everything.
There's Diamonde picking up for Rangers, just shifting it out to Czerny, still inside his own half. First time, fires it forward, asking too much of Dessers, and Retsos turns it back to his goalkeeper. Giolakis just playing it short to his right. Retsos is on to this, former Bayer Leverkusen player. He did have a loan at Sheffield United. As it's shifted out to the left-hand side, it's a really useful ball by Rodinei. Out to the left-hand side, the cross from Martins is cut out. Breaks back to the edge of the box, and there's a shot at goal, which was taken by Hetze, but cut out, and Rangers come away with Raskin, firing it through to Dessers, up against the defender Retsos again. He just doesn't have the touch to get himself in behind and one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and Giolakis can clear. There's a couple of times Dessers has been played in behind though now.
Yeah, that one was a great pass, and if he was just that wee bit quicker, he'd get away from the recovering defender, but again, just allows him to get back in and nick the ball off him.
Olympiacos in possession in their red and white. Rangers in one of their change kits, the really dark blue and red, as Olympiacos collect with Hetze left of the centre circle. Now to the midway point of the Rangers half. Decides to put it back to Retsos, right of the centre circle. He's got options left and right and down the middle, and that's where he slips it there to Rodinei, but he's unable to control. Rangers coming behind again and slipped into Dessers. No flag yet. Cyril Dessers one-on-one with the keeper. Chance for Dessers, saved by Giolakis though. He just didn't have any real conviction in the shot. It was almost like he didn't believe that he was going to be able to score there, and Olympiacos are heading away in a counter with Jelsin Martins down the left-hand side. We'll get to Tomo in a moment. Olympiacos have it. It's been switched from left to right on the near side with Costinhas at the edge of the area. He shoots straight at Jack Butland, who holds on. 11 in, Olympiacos nil, Rangers nil. But Cyril Dessers, that is what drives the Rangers fans mad when it comes to Dessers.
It is, and you heard Richard ask me the question before we came into the game on air there about Dessers, and when you get these opportunities in big European nights, you've got to take them. It's a one-on-one with the goalkeeper. The angle's not too bad. He's trying to curl it around the goalkeeper, but you're right, Liam. As soon as he received it and he drove forward, there was a lack of conviction about what he was doing, and the shot is so tame and straight at the goalkeeper. It has to be better than that.
And the thing is, they might not get a better chance than that tonight. Although Dessers, as I say, has been played in behind a few times, and Olympiacos have been a little bit slack in possession as well. The Conference League title holders celebrating that first ever European trophy as they come down the right hand side. It's Costinhas, low ball into the box, cut out by Raskins, now with Bayrami, toes it forward to Diamonde, then out to Jefte on the far side touchline for Rangers on the left. And it's put out for a throw in. The Olympiacos fans thought it should have gone their way, and it's going to be a Rangers ball which Jefte is going to take. Dessers is going to have to get that out of his head quickly, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's been in behind 3 times. Oops, there's a wee mistake.
Yeah, Rangers giving it away. Not what you want to do is give it straight to El Kabi, which they do, and it's pulled back across. Pinball on the 6-yard line, and it breaks out to the left-hand side. It was an opportunity there for Olympiacos. They couldn't take it though. Martins rolling it back the way, and then it ends up in the midfield once more. There's been opportunities for both teams. Both have looked a little bit nervy in defence. Rangers trying to win it back through Barron, and they do just that, and he finds Bayrami. He's lost it, and it's going to be given as a free kick, says the German referee, much to the annoyance of the natives. It's 0-0.
It didn't look a foul from here, I tell you that right now. Bayrami goes down and gives it a bit of the theatrics, and the referee's bought it. But for me, it didn't look a free kick. As I said, we don't have monitors up here, so I'll not get a replay of it. But yeah, Rangers let off there. Yeah, I mean, by and large, so far, you know, talking about Rangers' opportunities, they've managed to get in behind this defence 3 times, obviously playing on the counter, and Olympiacos are so many numbers forward that they're leaving themselves slightly vulnerable. So it's a good tactic from Rangers, and one that already we've seen working. They've just got to take those opportunities when they come.
Rangers have it in the attacking third over on the right hand side with Barron. Turns back the way and then spins back towards goal, but then took too long, loses out, and Hetze's driven it forward looking for El Kabi down that left hand side up against Suter. Level with the penalty spot. He's on his own at the moment. There's support arriving, and Rangers win it back. Really good, strong defending by Suter over on that far side. Diamonde has it in the midfield. It's almost another loose ball, but Diamonde gets onto it. Works it out to Jefte on this near side for Rangers. Midway inside Olympiacos territory. It's played back in field to Diamonde. Now to Jefte. Took too long to slip it through to Bayrami. He got himself into a good position left of the box. Comes off the defender and out for a Rangers throw-in, which Jefte takes quickly.
I'd like to have seen him just put that into the box when he received it out on this left-hand side. Chuck it in and go and test the defence, but trying to kind of work it too much on this left-hand side between Bayrami and Jefte, and eventually the chance goes.
Yeah, you can overthink things sometimes. Diamonde finds Jefte back in field to Raskin. Goes back onto the chest to Proper, who... It's a difficult one for him to control. It bounced up quite slowly, so he just had to get rid of it as soon as it dropped to boot height. Olympiacos have it, moved out to the left. Martins loses out to Sterling. They're not liking the strong challenges, the Olympiacos players. They're appealing to the referee on a regular basis here. It's played back by Barron to Suter. Suter looks up, looks to ping it towards Bayrami on the near side. Bayrami's not going to get onto it. The defender over on this near side, Costinha, heads it out for a Rangers throw, and this is about level with the Olympiacos 18-yard line. 15 and a half on the clock at 0-0. Rangers contrive to give it away between Jefte and Bayrami though. It's going to break back though to Bayrami on the left-hand side for Rangers. His ball, the big switch is cut out there by Rizakidis. And a long one forward goes all the way through to Jack Butland.
Just another kind of slack one from Rangers again. Barami involved. It's 2 or 3 so far in the match. 16 minutes in. Just need to take a wee bit more care with the ball.
Flag goes up. I mean, El Khaby was in behind Proper, and Proper, he's obviously convinced it's offside, but he stopped and started walking with his arm in the air. Yeah. If he hadn't been, if he'd been marginally on.
There's a risk that. You're always told play to the whistle.
Why don't they then?
Well, I have no idea, Liam.
You see it all the time. It doesn't matter what game you're watching. Rangers have it, and they've got a free kick for that offside decision. Proper takes it right-footed, fires it out to the far side. Sterling with the cushion header's a good one. Czerny's in the box, right hand side of it. He's got an opportunity here. Czerny, back to Dessers, saved by the keeper. It breaks to Diamonde. It's a glorious chance again for Cyril Dessers. Diamonde on the near side loses it all too meekly there to Rodney, and it stays Olympiacos 0, Rangers 0 on 17 minutes. Stephen Thompson, that, how many times in your career did you stick that away?
Well, I mean, I said earlier on, you don't get these chances very often in these types of games. That's Dessers had 2. Czerny does ever so well after the head on from Sterling. Picks Dessers out in the middle of the 6-yard box. He's hit the target this time, but for me, you've got to be finding the back of it with that. It's another glorious chance, and I tell you, that's 2 big chances that Rangers have created so far in this game that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, I'm going to bring in Neil McCann just in a moment, I think, because he's got replays, we don't, and I'm sure he'll want to offer his opinion on those 2 Dessers chances. Neil, you with us?
Yes, I can hear you, Liam. The first one, touch and go, whether it had been offside or not, but still, I think it did lack a bit of conviction, probably lacked a wee bit of belief that he's going to score. That one there, it might have been close to him, but I mean, he just never looks comfortable. Generally, he turns swivel, trying to smash that high on target, but he's scuffed it low, and actually the keeper's stuck out a leg. But again, Czerny looking like he can actually have a wee bit of vision if he gets into good areas. But yeah, I agree with Stevie just saying about chances in European football generally come few and far between, but I don't think this side are brilliant. I think the counter-attack is working because they're really developing their full-backs, Liam. They're really high and wide, which leaves a race on. Dessers has certainly got the speed. He's yet to show he's got the composure and ability to find the net, but if he keeps getting them, you think he might score one.
The words there of Neil McCann back in the studio. We're here in Piraeus. Olympiacos 0, Rangers 0, almost on 19 minutes on Sports Sound this Thursday evening. European double bill. Hearts Heidenheim to come later on from Tynecastle. That's an 8 o'clock kickoff in the Conference League, and Hearts are a point or 3 away from sealing a place in the knockouts. I think 7 points will be enough. They're already on 6 to get through. They're playing 2 games more in the Champions League and Europa League than they are in the Conference, and they reckon something around 9 or 10 points would get you through in the other 2 competitions to the next phase. You can be in the top 8, you go straight through and you avoid that knockout playoff round. If you're in the middle 2 sections, in the top half of that, you will be seeded for that knockout playoff round, unseeded in the next 8 as Olympiacos come forward. It's down the left, cross comes into the edge of the Rangers box and it's cleared. Raskin has it over on the far side and goes long looking for Czerny. We've certainly seen Czerny and Bayrami popping up in really useful positions in behind defenders in the game, but it remains 0-0.
They've been 2 of Rangers' most influential players over the last month or so in terms of creating opportunities. You know, Rangers at times, when they're going up against defences, can't find ways through, but these 2 seem to be the ones that are going to be the most creative players for Rangers. Certainly Czerny put that in a plate for Dessers just moments ago. Yeah,
he'd have been insulted that the striker didn't put it away. It was a good play from him, but they're trying to get it in behind again. Dessers chases this time the goalkeeper, and his wits about him, comes to the edge of the box and clears, and now Olympiacos pick up in a dangerous position themselves with Chiquinho driving up to the edge of the box to the left for Martins. His efforts blocked and behind for an Olympiacos corner in the 21st minute at 0-0.
It's a big chance that he should have played him in earlier. It was a really good run from Martins on his left-hand side. The pass should have been released earlier for him allowed to run onto. The pass was then late when it got to him. He had to kind of almost check back inside, but credit John Souttar, he gets out really quickly to block the shot at the angle at the expense of this corner.
Yeah, Souttar started the game really well.
Yeah.
There will be a corner from the hosts' left. Outswinger. A bunch of players run about the penalty spot, and it comes, and Rangers have enough in the way to prevent Olympiacos getting any kind of space in there, and it's gone behind for the goal kick off one of the home players. And Rangers have the goal kick. We played almost a quarter of this Europa League Matchday 4 clash here in the Karaiskakis.
Rangers have to be happy with their opening to this game, creating chances. It was a wee bit sloppy early on, but they've not really been tested too much defensively. Clearly Olympiacos are a threat, but so far they've not had much to do defensively. That one across the face of the box that perhaps should have been hit first time and was left, but apart from that, not really cutting Rangers open.
Diamonde has been caught down on this near side, and Rangers have a free kick. They've got to do their best to try and quieten the crowd down here. It's easier said than done, of course. They were boisterous at the end of the last season as they picked up that European trophy. Their coach, Jose Luis Mendilibar, took over last February. Within a few months he'd led them to the Conference League title. He won this competition with Sevilla the year before. He and Rafael Benitez have done it with different clubs in back-to-back seasons. And Benitez did it with Valencia and then Liverpool as the offside flag was up against El Kabi. And as you can hear in the background, that decision's not gone down particularly well.
Looked close, and interestingly, the linesman's putting his flag up instantly. What we've been seeing in Scottish football certainly is they let the situation play out and then let VAR deal with it, but this linesman twice has made the decision for them.
Yeah, it's not just in Scotland that's a thing, so not sure why the flag's gone up so quickly here, but anyway, it's Rangers with Proper to the left of his box. High, long clearance up to the halfway line. Then it's nodded forward by Retsos in the midfield. Diamonde's onto it, fires it in the path of Barron, who goes in there on the challenge on the far side. And it was a pretty good challenge there from Apostolopoulos, who puts it out for a throw into Rangers over on the Rangers right. Sterling in field to Czerny, back to Sterling, 23.5 on the clock at 0-0. Rangers have had the best chances in the game, they've had 2 of them. Dessers should have taken at least 1 of them. It's over on that left-hand side with Mouzakitis, gets it up to halfway. Rangers win it back though, Barron, back to Souttar. And then Sterling gets away from the challenge, goes down, no foul, play on. There's a foul this time though by Sterling on Martins, and that will be a free kick to Olympiacos over on the halfway line on the left-hand touchline.
Yeah, Sterling just trying to kind of backheel his way out of danger and getting caught, and then he gets his body in. Not sure it was that much of a foul it gave away, but the referee, because he's let a few go and he's getting a wee bit of pelters from the home crowd, decided to give that free kick. It was an easy one to give on the halfway line.
Retsos across halfway on this right-hand side. Dessers chasing him back. It's ball forward. Doesn't stick, but it does come back to Retsos, just right of the centre circle. And he's on to it again, and then out to this right-hand side for Mouzakitis. Just away from Diamonde, goes back to Retsos, right of the centre circle. And back out to this near side for Mouzakitis. He's not going to get back onto the 1-2 with Rodinei, and Rangers get it back, and it's Raskin looking to try and play it early for Czerny in behind, but it comes all the way through to Jolakis, and on 25 it remains goalless.
Just forced that one a wee bit, Raskin. I think he had more time than he thought. Czerny had come narrow from that right-hand side position and was looking to make the run in behind, but it was just choked a wee bit by Raskin. Probably had time to make another pass as well, but decided to go for the ball over the top, which has been working, to be fair.
Carmo with the long ball down the right flank, and it's Costinha on the slide, gets it first time high into the box though. Rangers head it away. First through Proper, and then from Raskin, picked up by Bayrami, on this near side, goes back to the edge of his box for Proper, to Dessers, feeds it back towards Raskin. He's not going to get onto it, and then Raskin with a foul midway inside his own half, and Olympiacos will have a free kick almost dead centre of the pitch. He's protesting his innocence to the referee.
Well, it came from Dessers, slack link-up play. It was a ball up to him from Proper. He should take a touch, try and secure the ball, goes for the first time pass. It wasn't accurate, and it meant that they were then on the counter, forcing Raskin no option but to bring him down there, or else he was bearing down on the 18-yard line. So probably not a bad foul to give away, but poor from Dessers.
Zakitis is over the free kick. It's maybe just slightly closer to the edge of the centre circle than the edge of the D. But the Olympiacos number 96 is over this. It's a long way out from goal if he's thinking of having a shot here. It's going to drift it to the right-hand side of the box, and it's hooked back towards goal there by Carmo. Get a second chance to get onto it there. Rangers have enough in the way, and eventually it's headed out to this near side where Barron gets onto it, wallops it clear up to the halfway line, and then it's slipped back to the goalkeeper by Apostolopoulos.
Tell you what I'm not a fan of in Greek stadiums is the smoking policy. The guy in front of us is on his fourth fag since we started the game. He's honking, and I can just tell my jacket's stinking of it already. Minging.
It's not ideal. My throat's not been great this week either, but anyway, it's Jelson Martins driving down the left up against Sterling, who goes to ground and wins the free kick. And Rangers have it level with their own penalty spot over on that far side touchline. How do you think they've settled in the match, Tomo? I think they've, for an away performance at a difficult venue, I think this, apart from some of the slackness, they've settled pretty well.
I would agree with you. So far, so good. They're slightly underwhelmed by Olympiacos. I thought they would have been more dangerous than they had been. Obviously, we're kind of only 27 minutes into the game, but I've not been overly impressed with them. But Rangers, in terms of an away performance, created a couple of chances, not giving much away defensively. They're doing all right.
Olympiacos sitting fourth in the Greek Super League at the moment. They are still within striking distance of the shock leaders, Aris Thessaloniki. Pauk and Ike are the other two in there as Rangers come forward, and it's to the edge of the box for Diamonde. His first time touch, takes it behind for a goal kick. He's actually taken one, I'm not sure it's on the shin or what it was. He's gone down in some pain, and Mohamed Diamonde might need some treatment here.
Yeah, it was good play again in the right-hand side. Czerny flashing it across the kind of 18-yard line. Dessers probably could have taken a touch or hit it himself. He goes for the over, leaves it to Diamande, who made a slightly later run into the box. His touch was heavy, but as he took his touch, he was clattered by the Olympiacos player. I'm not entirely sure whereabouts on his body again. No monitors, so it's difficult to see. Medical staff are on.
The ref didn't see it as a foul, that's for sure. So there will be a little stoppage in play here for Diamonde. Mentioned Olympiacos' position in the league this season. They finished third last term. The champions were Pauk, who've been muscling in on the big three in recent seasons. Saw Pauk play Hearts and Aberdeen last term. They went on to win the Greek title. They have wrestled some of the power away from this place. It's the most successful club in Greece. Olympiacos with Panathinaikos and their capital rivals AEK have also been winning titles over the course of the last couple of decades. It really has been Olympiacos who've stamped their mark on the continent. And it's game back on, and it's game on again for Diamonde, who's okay to come back onto the pitch. And given the injury to Tom Lawrence, they won't want any other problems in that particular area of the team.
Now, you'd expect maybe Hadji to come get some game time in there. In some of the kind of home games, I would expect to see Hadji.
Domestic matches,
over the next few weeks. Play that 10 role. As I said, by Rami's more than capable of doing it. But yeah, you're right, there isn't a massive amount of options for him.
Yeah, Hadji's not exactly exploded back onto the scene, has he? As Rangers come forward, it's flighted through to Dessers. The defender holds him off. Carmo, and calmly done by the young goalkeeper to play it low first time to the right of his box for Retsos, who goes long. El Kabi couldn't win it, and Rangers pinch it back, and Sterling has it right of the centre circle, driving forward. Early ball. It's behind Dessers though.
That's where the difference between himself and Tavernier that Neil was speaking about before the game. You know, he gets forward for one of the first times in the game, and the cross is really poor.
Here comes Czerny. It's good play from him up to the edge of the box. He shoots, but it's a comfortable save. Down low to his left. He didn't catch that, and we've seen Václav Czerny catch efforts from outside the box like that this season, and he's found the top corners. On this occasion, it was a low effort which the keeper saved pretty comfortably.
That's his trademark, isn't it? Receives it on the right, drifts in on his left, manages to skip past a couple of defenders, gets to the edge of the 18. Didn't really catch his shot. On target though, another shot on target for Rangers.
Yep, they've had a few of those. Philip Clement knows that they have to take one of these opportunities, that it could come back to bite them at some point before the close of business tonight. It is Diamonde for Rangers with a long high ball, looking to get it out to that right hand side. Sterling chasing after it. Gelson Martins gets there first though, but his heavy touch allows Barron to make the challenge in the centre circle. Loose ball breaks to Costinha, who shifts it to his right for Retsos. Bends the ball forward to the one area of the pitch ahead of him where there was nobody in red and white. And it comes all the way through to Proper, who clears it out for a throw-in to the home team on this near side. If you are just joining us and you're just getting into your cars, you're on the journey home after work, wherever you are, if you are joining us late, no James Tavernier in the Rangers starting 11 tonight. Is this the beginning of the end of the Tavernier story at Ibrox? We shall see. Olympiacos have it. It's knocked back up the line to Costinha, taking on Raskin, shifting it forward, and then it bounces back to Hetze, the Argentinian, then out onto this near side, Costinha, then into the halfway line. It goes back to Retsos. They're struggling to break Rangers down here, the Greeks.
Yeah, Rangers holding their shape really well defensively, getting the midfield protection in there as well in front of them, and yeah, the Greeks are kind of struggling to come up with the answers right now.
0-0, almost bang on 33 minutes. It is with David Carmo for Olympiacos, the left centre-back, into the centre circle here for Rodinei. Turns it out to the right, and this pass is cut out. Rangers have it back with Jefte. Long ball down the left-hand side. Bayrami goes after it, but Retsos is there first to poke it back to his keeper. And Giolakis hits it first time out to this near side. The header up the line there from Rodinei. Returned in kind by Proper. Goes all the way through there to Muzakitis. He goes back to his keeper, and it's a long first time ball forward from Giolakis. Martins and Sterling challenging. Martins rubbing the back of his head as if he'd been hurt there. He was looking for a free kick. He's not getting one. Rangers have it. Big switch out to Bayrami on the left. Being challenged well there though by Costinha. And Olympiacos have it back with Hetze. Then out to Costinha, gets it forward there to Chiquinho. He's got options right and left, attacking the Rangers box. Slips it to the left, Martins pulls the trigger and into the side net. Butland dive, didn't have to make the save though. And Gelson Martins has got to be annoyed that he's not tested the Rangers goalkeeper there. That was a really ominous quick-fire break, and they found some serious space. First in the centre of the park, and then with Martins on the left of the box. It stays with 11 to the break. Olympiacos 0, Rangers 0.
That was a really incisive pass that set up the attack there. It was a brilliant pass into the middle of the park to Chiquinho. He drives forward, and again, much like the opportunity they had slightly earlier, this time he does play it out to Martins. Martins takes the ball on his left foot. The angle was always against him and hits the side netting. But just they're kind of having wee flashes, Olympiacos, just the odd wee warning to Rangers that if they do overcommit or get caught in the middle of the park, or they do find space, they can come at you very, very quickly indeed.
Olympiacos have it on the left-hand side, midway inside Rangers territory. It's slipped down the line there to Apostolopoulos. Then knocked back to Carmo on the halfway line. And everyone, just about everyone, bar the Olympiacos keeper in the Rangers half, as it's shifted out to Costinha on this near side. Little ball in field to Hetze. And Santiago Hetze back to Carmo. Carmo left to the centre circle, looks up, pings it out to this right-hand touchline. And it is controlled by Rodney. He's attacking his countryman Jefty. And then he lays it back to Costinha. He's looking for space at the edge of the box. His little ball forward is cut out though by Nicholas Raskin. And then loses it and fouls his man. I think the free kick has been given rather than the throw-in down on this near side. Indeed it is an Olympiacos free kick. We've played almost 36, it's nothing each.
Raskin just getting caught on it there a wee bit. Not the quickest over a short distance. Get the ball taken off him and then the foul, gave the foul away to Olympiacos. But Rangers can just see out these next 10 or so minutes before half time, then they can go in extremely happy with the first half's work.
David Carmo left to the centre circle. It's another one of these big switches out to the right flank, which is kept in play really well by Rodney, and he's met by Jefty. It's a good challenge, and Rangers are going to get a free kick for a foul on this near side by Chiquinho, and it will be a, if it was Costinha rather who committed the foul, it will be a Rangers free kick on the touchline deep inside their own half as we get ever closer to half-time. Neil McCann is watching this in the studio. Neil, are you watching this Rangers performance and this match in comfort?
Yeah, I am. Get my feet up on the desk and enjoying myself there, Liam, because listen, it's so comfortable for Rangers. I've not been overly impressed by Olympiacos. I think the atmosphere sounds really intense, but their style of play is not. And almost if you're setting up like a counter-attacking team like Rangers are tonight, I think Olympiacos are really playing into the hands. They're developing the fullbacks as I spoke about. They've been pretty predictable in terms of how they're going forward and not really asking any great deal of problems towards Rangers in terms of moving them about. They're all very samey in front of that back four. So yeah, it's been so comfortable. And like Tomo said there, I think they'll be really happy, Rangers, with a half-time if they see it out as a 0-0. Maybe Rue, one or two of those chances Dessa's got, but so far so good.
Yeah, it is goalless. That's 38 on the clock. Here's Raskin winning it back well in the midfield, but then contriving to give it away almost immediately. Dessa's trying to win it back for Rangers. It's sent long and high up the line by Chiquinho. Kroper gets there ahead of El Kabi, decides to put it out for a throw-in. Level with the edge of the D of the Rangers box on this right for Olympiacos. They have it, and it's going to be knocked back there by Rodney. And then Hetze from the right switches it out to the left. Martins has got the overlap. Apostolopoulos with the ball across. Cut out. I can't imagine why they're shouting for handball when it clearly came off the boot of the Rangers defender there. Here is Gelson Martins again down that left-hand side. Apostolopoulos, it's a low ball across the 6-yard line, cleared by Suter. Picked up by Hetze. Diamonde gets himself between the man and the ball and gets it back for Rangers. In fact, he's been fouled as well, so that will be a free kick, and that just frustrates the home fans, the home players some more. And every time that happens, it's music to the ears of Philippe Clement down there.
Certainly is. Diamande was clever there. He felt the pressure from the player in behind him and just goes to ground. Didn't think for a second the referee was going to give it, but eventually does, and it just takes a wee bit of pressure off that Rangers were under there. 5 minutes to go to the break, and as I said, just see these 5 minutes out, get another chance in the second half. You've got to take it. But even if they were to come away from here with a 0-0, I know there's a long way to go, it'd still be a fabulous result.
Well, Bayrami's in behind left-hand side of the box here, driving to the byline, sliding in to put it behind for the corner. There was Costinha, and Rangers have an opportunity here from a Nedim Bayrami corner, and there are recriminations going on amongst the Olympiacos defence. The goalkeeper's having a go at Václav Černý for some reason, and is now being warned by the referee. Rangers have a corner right down in front of us here.
Well, I think Černy's lucky that this massive net's up in front of the fans, because they're throwing all sorts of stuff at it. They're clearly not happy with him. It was a corner, so I don't think there can be any complaints.
Bayrami takes, right-footed in, swinging into the 6-yard box. The goalkeeper's gone down there. Was it a slip or a push? The referee, I think, has eventually been spared having to make the decision, because he was behind for the goal kick anyway. Free kick, I think, has been awarded. And the keeper hits it long with the right foot. Flicked on by El Kabi, who Rangers have kept pretty quiet tonight. He's got 9 and 14 this season, as Czerny goes all the way back to his keeper. Butland kind of slices that, the skipper for the night for Rangers, out to this near side. It comes off.
He wouldn't have thanked him for that pass back, I don't think. A wild pass
almost
back.
Volleyed it back to him.
Yeah.
It's out for a Rangers throw-in, which Jeffrey will take. We're in the final 5 minutes, almost the final 4 minutes of the first half. Olympiacos 0, Rangers 0. Remember, Hearts Heidenheim to come later on in the Conference League. Hearts could effectively seal the progression in that tournament tonight. Even a draw is likely to be enough. A win most certainly would be. So that's to come tomorrow on the TV channel. Morton United in the Championship, and a full card across the weekend. And the leagues ahead of the final international break of the calendar year. Free kick Olympiacos here, left of the centre circle. And I suppose for Rangers, they've had their opportunities. They'll be confident they can produce more opportunities in the second half. So it's about being tight here until the break, as Neil was saying, and just make sure that Olympiacos don't get their noses in front before half-time.
That's exactly it, Liam. And as I said, they'll be really pleased with their first half performance. All that's really been missing is that final bit, the goal. They've had 2 chances that you probably wouldn't expect to get in a Europa League game away from home, and failed to take them.
David Carmo has it. He's left of the centre circle. He's taking his time over this, though. Looking for some movement ahead of him. Eventually he gets some from Apostolopoulos, and Chiquinho helping out as well down the left. He's onto it and he's driving down the left-hand side. He uses Apostolopoulos on the overlap. Low ball to the left angle in the box for Chiquinho. Rolls it back the way. Rangers are back in numbers here. It's picked up by Hetze. Just outside the centre circle. Shifts it forward. Now breaks to the edge of the penalty area. Rodney gets away from a couple of challenges. His shot is blocked. Breaks to Apostolopoulos and then to Muzakitis, whose attempted ball into the box is cut out, and Rangers have it back with Czerny, who's been probably Rangers' best player in this first half, along with John Souttar. Bayrami picks up on this near side and shifts it into the midfield, and Barron, a little touch to Sterling on the right-hand side. And in the final 2 minutes of the first half, at least of the 45, Souttar forward to Diamonde. He's lost it, not for the first time tonight, and there was an early ball through by Hetze. El Kabi can't get onto it, and it comes all the way through to Jack Butland, and again more annoyance for the Olympiacos supporters.
Yeah, John Souttar just tried to force that one into the midfield. He was under severe pressure, got it nicked. It was actually a really poor pass in the end through from the Olympiacos player. It was one of the only times in the match we see El Kabi look as though he might have had a wee bit of space, but the pass was poor.
Chance down the right, Czerny to Barron. Barron dinks it back towards Czerny, but it's an easy intervention by Martins, who gets it away out to the left-hand side. It looked as though that had opened up beautifully for Connor Barron. The Olympiacos fans want a free kick for handball there. It was off Souttar. It had come off his foot first, though, bounced up off his arm, as Raskin rolls it back into the centre circle for Robin Popper, who finds Raskin, who shifts it to the right for Souttar. Final minute of the first half. Czerny's little touch. Sterling didn't read it quickly enough, and it will trickle behind for the goal kick. Olympiacos 0, Rangers 0. Listen to that.
Yeah, they're not happy, are they? I mean, but the letter of the law, the referee called it right. I mean, it did hit John Souttar's arm, but it rolled up off his foot first, which, as we know, means it's not a free kick, but the supporters giving him it tight regardless.
It is Olympiacos in possession, with Chiquinho left of the centre circle, leaves it for Carmo. Just about to find out what the stoppage time is going to be at the end of the first half. The fourth official's got the board in his right hand. Will be 1 minute added on for the treatment to Diamonde. It's a big ping ball out to Gelson Martins, left angle of the box, driving along the 18-yard line. His effort's blocked. Czerny loses out in the 50-50. Chance here, left-hand side of the area. Apostolopoulos, and then it breaks to Muzakitis driving forward. It's cut out, and then the second cross comes in. Awkward bounce there for Jeffy to deal with. He heads it clear. Then Raskin gets onto it and knocks it into the path of Bayrami. 2 minutes have been added on at the end of the first half here. We're in the first of those. Bayrami rolls it to the right for Czerny. Got options, 3 of them in Rangers colours ahead of him. Czerny dances away from the challenge of Chiquinho. and eventually it's forced out to the right-hand side by Rami. Chance here, dink ball towards the back end of the box. 3 have gone to the front. Diamonde scuffs an effort into the ground, and it bounces away to safety. Rangers had 3 attacking the right angle of the 6-yard box, nobody at the other side of it, but that's where the cross went, and Olympiacos get a free kick at the edge of their own box.
It was a brilliant counter-attack from Rangers. Czerny involved, by Rami involved. The ball goes out wide, and yeah, you're right. When the ball is wide, the 3 of you can't be in a straight line. When you're going into the box, it goes to the back post. They'd all gone in, middle and front, and eventually it kind of trickles out. The foul's given away, but again, it just shows that this team they're there to be attacked. Rangers will create opportunities in the second half, I've no doubt about it. They've all managed to create at least 4 good openings so far in this half. 2 of those were absolutely excellent openings.
El Kabi with a header from the long ball from the goalkeeper. Jeffries misjudged it. Rodinei's onto it, right of the Rangers box. Just over 30 seconds of the stoppage time left, and Olympiacos have won themselves a corner kick down on this near side. It comes off Jeffrey, who's cutting out Costinha's ball in. So this is the last opportunity in the first half, and it's going to come for the Greeks. And it's going to be taken on this right-hand side by Chiquinho. Can Rangers survive this and take a clean sheet in at half-time? Jack Butland with his arms in the air. In comes the corner. It's flicked away on the 6-yard line by a Rangers head. By Rami giving chase. And it's slid out for a throw into Rangers on this near side, but there's no time to take it, I don't think. There's the half-time whistle. There's the reaction from the Olympiacos supporters. Well, that's what we were hearing from the Rangers fans at Hampden on Sunday. Quite the opposite reaction from the away supporters to their team's first half performance, as they all rise to acclaim their team. OK, they haven't scored, they should have done though. Dessers has had 2 glorious opportunities, one-on-one with the keeper. With the first one, as he was played in, keeper saves, and then Joulakis probably had no right to get to the second one either, because it dropped to Dessers 6 yards from goal, but his effort was straight at the Olympiacos goalkeeper. And they've had other opportunities. Czerny, Diamonde have had shots from distance which have been saved by the keeper as well. They've had plenty efforts on target, Rangers, when you consider where they are in an away European match in Greece, at a stadium where the home team hasn't lost competitively at since March. It's been a very positive first half performance for Rangers, night and day to what we saw in the first half at Hampden Park on Sunday. But at the interval on match day 4 in the UEFA Europa League, it is Olympiacos 0, Rangers 0.
Rangers in the Europa League.
Live on Sports Sound from BBC Radio Scotland.
There's no substitute.
And the scores elsewhere in the Europa League this evening: Frankfurt 0, Slavia Prague 0. It's Galatasaray 3, Tottenham Hotspur 1, Bodo Glimt 1, Karabag 1, Union Saint-Gilloise 0, Roma 0. Ludogorets are 1-0 up against Athletic Bilbao. It's Nice 0, 21. Rangers playing Nice away from home in France in their next game in 3 weeks' time. FCSB 1, Michelin 0, Elfsborg 0, Braga 0. And then, of course, there's a host of matches at 8 o'clock. Fixtures right the way across the Conference League. We'll concentrate on that a little bit later. And, of course, we'll have full live commentary from Hearts as they take on the German side, Heidenheim, in the capital. So more to come about that in just a moment or two. We'll hear more from Stephen Thompson. We'll go indeed to Alan Preston at Tynecastle to get his thoughts as he looks forward to that Heidenheim game. But let's, with Neil McCann, look back on the opening 45 minutes. I think fair to say, Neil, not a 45 minutes that we were anticipating.
No, I thought Rangers would come under much more pressure. I think the game panned out exactly how we thought it would, and described it before the game as Rangers setting up to counter-attack. Olympiacos having to soak up maybe pressure and then hit quick. But certainly it worked out that way for Dessers in terms of balls over the top. 3 times or so he was in. The cutback from Czerny doesn't take that opportunity, but I've been quite disappointed in one respect in terms of how Olympiacos have played. I know Liam says that it's been March since they've lost at home. Sitting in 4th position. but they don't really have any real style of play. They don't really have any real patterns of play. It's a 4-2-3-1 where we've seen it a million times where the fullbacks get high and wide, but they don't really try and get it out to the wide players and they're then coming inside for overlapping fullbacks. Don't get it out to the wide players and they're going at fullbacks. It's just really basic. And it's really playing into Rangers' hands. I think Rangers' setup tonight is good in terms of two in front, Raskan and Barron. And then if a team's not going to play between the lines, Richard, then you can afford really to sit deep because, I mean, you protect, then they're going to look to go over the top. So you just think, no, you're not going to have that either because you're not going to try and play in behind the line. So really, we're so secure here. We'll try and hit you on the break and try and capitalise on that. They've had a couple opportunities that not taken. So if anything, you would expect Olympiacos would have to change how they're attacking in the second half, or if they're to concede Rangers, you would feel it's where they've been caught in possession a couple of times. Czerny early on, Raskan coming out, Sterling once or twice, where they get either lazy, complacent, slack, and they're punished by it. Because I don't really see in this 45 minutes that Olympiacos team have got that many tools to go and break Rangers down.
Yeah, look, any team can have an off day, can't they? Or an off half, if you like. But I must admit, like you, I've been really surprised watching Olympiacos. You think the team with this long unbeaten record at home that were European trophy winners just a few short months ago. And actually, Rangers have been playing within themselves. And you certainly would have to argue that they should actually have been in front. I mean, Dessers 3 times in the opening 11 minutes gets in behind. I think the third of those, the one where he goes in and the keeper makes a comfortable save. I think he would have been offside, wouldn't he? I think he just had gone.
I thought he'd maybe just gone,
so that was disappointing. But after that, great work by Czerny again. Real threat for Rangers, the cutback, and Dessers has to score, doesn't he? 8 yards out.
Yeah, when I looked at it again, I did think immediately that it was sort of fizzed at him, which it had to be because otherwise it would have been cut out. And it's quite close to his body for the swivel, but still, you're looking for him to do better. It's a comfortable save by the goalkeeper. I think Rangers are playing with little risk. They're almost saying, right, to Dessers, right, if you can get a ball in between those two centre-backs, you've got a chance, use your power and your pace. They're not really saying to Czerny and Bajrami, look, you're really comfortable here, you can stay a little bit higher. Sometimes, Richard, it's almost like cat and mouse. If you're playing against a fullback, it takes a real strength from your own fullback to say, look, let him run onto me because the wide players are coming inside. They're maybe coming in, say it's Sterling's side, he's really been good defensively. I've been watching him tonight, that I'll get onto in a wee moment. But if his winger's coming inside, so say Martins is coming inside, he's coming onto Raskan. So almost it can be to Czerny, right, can you get yourself almost in a little cheat half position? Maybe one of the wingers, maybe Bajrami come in, tuck in, and then that kind of pushes the midfield across. Can you maybe cheat a wee bit just to get quicker support to Cyril Dessers? There might be a little tinker there that Philippe Clement could probably take more risk, because as I said, for me they've not shown an awful lot, Olympiacos. Or you just say, you know what, I'll go home all day long with a point in our pocket and I'll be pleased with that. I would probably say it's the latter for Philippe Clement. But on Dusan Sterling, it was obviously it's obviously a big call tonight, and we spoke about why that might have happened and what he can offer. You can see what he can't offer, and that's that quality in the final third. But what he does do really well is intimidate people, whether it be in the middle of the pitch. He's aggressive nature, he's quick, he's got that really kind of cold look about him where he dismisses people when he's played against him. I don't think Martins fancies it against him. He realises, right, I can't run you because he's quick, and I'm certainly not going to out-muscle you because he's strong. So therefore they've got no threat really other than that breakaway where Dusan Sterling is maybe caught out of position slightly. But otherwise, I've watched how he is at times because of James Tavernier's advanced position. Generally, if a ball goes to the back post, sometimes they can be a little bit exposed in those areas. Tonight, no. He's tucked inside the back post, he's been strong, he's been aggressive. So it's a wee bit of a stick or twist in terms of what you're getting from different players, but so far he's been really comfortable, and I think Philippe Clement will probably look in that side. I'd rather be comfortable tonight, no risk to hit a point.
Yeah, the point you made in terms of going away right now with a 0-0. I mean, as it stands in the live table, they're up to 9th place already with a comfortable lead over an awful lot of teams who would be dropping out of the elimination places. You're getting very close to securing, at the very least, a knockout playoff place.
Yeah.
And currently, just out with the top 8 who automatically qualify. And should the second half go in a similar vein to the first, there is a real chance that Rangers could nick this, isn't there?
Yes, absolutely. I still think, because you heard the booing at half-time there, generally when that happens, there's certainly a responsibility. You understand these countries are so passionate that the head coach there is just going to say, right, we need more risk. With that, plays into a team who's set up to counter-attack. Then you're saying, right, you've got to Cyril Dessers, you have to take one of these chances, or it's Cherny or Bayrami getting in touch. You can't be wasteful, because that's the opportunity to then really capitalise. But I just don't have, although I've been speaking about how comfortable they are, I think if they twist a wee bit, then I really have my doubts whether Rangers can hold out for the full 90, because I've not really shown solid evidence that when they're coming under real pressure and under real fire, that they can hold out consistently. So they will maybe throw up one or two chances. That's when Jack Butland needs to earn his corn. And so many times in European games for Rangers over the years that the goalkeeper has had to come up with a big moment to get a big result. Maybe it'll be one of those
absolutely.
evenings.
You think of Alan McGregor, some of the heroics that he did, and going back even to Stefan Klos back in the day. They have been well served, haven't they, in that sense? But I mean, he really hasn't been called into any kind
one
of
on
serious
target
action.
I think they've had tonight. That big chance in 34 minutes I had written down. Chiquinho's
Martins in the left.
I felt he probably chose the wrong option, because I felt the biggest threat that Olympiacos have in their side is El Kabi, and they probably should have slid him. But when it goes wide, I think then Rangers are quite pleased, because it's an acute angle that he's given.
Tomo enjoyed that one. Yeah. Nice to know he's still awake.
He's not that far away from the mic that he's ha-han. You get back to smoking that second-hand smoke, big man. And
make my sandwich.
Saving yourself a fortune, Tomo.
No. But yeah, I think a wrong choice then for Olympiacos. But Richard, like we're talking about maybe poor performances at home for Rangers, the fans are not slow in letting the team know. Generally, you get a reaction. So I would expect that will happen tonight for the home side.
Yeah, I mean, he goes with the same 11, doesn't he, to start the second half. I suppose it hasn't even been. I know they've had to work hard, Neil. I know they've had to be strong and structured defensively, but it hasn't been an energy-sapping 45 minutes in the way that we perhaps feared it might have been.
No, I thought they would have come under a lot more intensity. But it's been so comfortable. The back four has stayed really structured. They haven't really. I mean, can you remember Yefte being that far forward, particularly in the final third?
No.
I don't. Sterling's had one where he gets a little bit higher, plays one ball and then tries to cross from a deeper position. Otherwise, you can see that the instruction is like, now we'll just sit tight and we'll just use our forward players, particularly our front four, maybe Diamande getting in touch, and that's how we'll get a goal tonight. So yeah, I would imagine they have to change, because generally if you're playing with wide players that are not getting beyond the fullbacks, not getting into wide areas, you're expecting them to be making inside runs. They've not done that, so they'll make changes. You would have to think.
Right, so far so good for Rangers. Hearts, of course, in action at 8 o'clock in the Conference League. Alan Preston is already in place at Tynecastle for the visit of Heidenheim. I guess something of an unknown quantity. I mean, you'd find out about these teams, but generally speaking, they're not a team with a European pedigree, obviously, Alan. That said, they are a Bundesliga side, so you're expecting a tough evening?
Yeah, finished 8th last year, Richard, in the Bundesliga, but it's remarkable, the story, when you go and look into it. 25 years ago, they're in the 7th tier, so when the manager took over in 2007, basically a Lowland League team equivalent to that, and 17 years later they find themselves in the Conference League, where they've won 2 out of 2. So clearly a very, very good side. But, you know, Hearts have won 2 out of 2 as well, sitting 6th in the 36 club table at the moment. So hopefully for Neil Critchley, it's been a really good start for him. 3 wins, 1 draw, and that 1 defeat to Kilmarnock. So hopefully tonight Hearts can go on and get the 3 points, which again would catapult them and wouldn't be far away as well for being in Europe after Christmas.
Well, that's the plus for the conference is, of course, it's just 6 matches, not the 8 matches. So you're already on 6 points out of 6. You get another win, and you've got a real chance, potentially not even just of having to worry about the playoffs. You might even be putting yourself in a position where you could go straight to the round of 16, albeit there are still some tough matches to come.
There are, and a lot of quality sides still left. And Hearts have still got some tough games ahead, but financially for the club and to get into European football beyond Christmas would be wonderful. Really, really difficult though, Richard. This is going to be a tough game. We don't know a lot about. I don't know a lot about. No one does, I suppose. But the Germans, 8th in the Bundesliga last year. Very, very tough opposition. And ironically enough, Craig Gordon, but you expect him to start, this could be his 300th appearance, and if he gets a clean sheet it could be his 100th clean sheet, so remarkable for Craig as well. So hopefully that's the case tonight. Yeah,
I mean, that would be no bad record, and certainly keeping a clean sheet would go a long way. Generally, in terms of the team news, Alan, and I know there won't be anything official, I don't suppose, at this stage, but are you anticipating changes?
I think there will be, Richard, not many. I wouldn't say some of my friends were at the game Saturday. It wasn't a classic up at Perth. They got the desired result. But we'll just wait and see how they line up when the teams come out. Neil Critchley's used his squad. I think getting Beningame back would be big plus. I thought he was excellent when he come on. You've seen the goal that they set up on Saturday for Vargas. So I would think Beningame would start because he looked really good when he came on. But we'll just wait and see when the team lines come out.
You're listening to Sports Sounds with me, Richard Gordon. We're live here on BBC Radio Scotland.
The 1,000-mile challenge for BBC Children in Need.
It's Challenge Week as our swim team attempts to swim 24 miles in 5 days.
That's more than the length of Loch Ness.
We're joining other BBC teams from across the UK as, together, we try to clock up 1,000 miles.
You're not doing that all yourself.
Thank goodness. I don't know how long we'd have spent in the pool today. Ross Murdoch, the Olympian, he came to give us a few tips as we were in the pool.
I'm going to take a punt that Jane Lewis is pretty fast.
Oh yeah, Jane was off like a bullet.
Together, swimming 1,000 miles for BBC Children in Need. BBC Radio Scotland.
We will be at Tynecastle, live commentary of Heart of Midlothian against Heidenheim in the Conference League. That kicks off at 8 o'clock. Alan will be joined by John Robertson and Thomas Duncan for that one. We still have unfinished business in Greece. It is 0-0 at half-time between Olympiacos and Rangers. Full live second-half commentary with Stephen Thompson and Liam McLeod.
It's game on here. Rangers kicking off the second half, going left to right in the dark blue and red. Olympiacos in the red and white stripes that they are so famously in. And it comes all the way through to the goalkeeper, Giolakis. Rangers try to get the ball forward quickly there. One change for the home team for the start of the second half. Norwegian Christopher Velde comes in for Apostolopoulos. So he's a striker, he's a winger. It's Velde, scored at the weekend, scored the opening goal in their victory over Panathinaikos here, and he comes on for the start of the second half. So he's clearly not happy. It's a little shuffle, so they're going to, with the looks of things, they're going to stick Costinha over at left back as they collect it in the midfield, right of the centre circle. Shifted forward here to Mouzakitis, out to Velde, who's just on, and has scored the right foot chopping in from the left side at the weekend, but it's a loose ball from him straight to Bayrami, who goes down, and that will be a free kick. Martins, who's looking to get a bit more change out of that side of the Rangers defence in the second half. I wonder how much of the thinking came into that. The manager wants Martins to be on the pitch, but he wasn't getting any change out of Sterling, as Neil was mentioning, as the long ball comes through towards Dessers, and then headed away by Retsos and picked up over on that far side. Rangers continuing then with Butland in goal. Sterling, Suter, Proper, Jefte, Baron, Raskin, Cherny, Diamande, Bayrami and Dessers spurned those two huge chances in the first half to give Rangers what would be a priceless lead. It's collected here by Carmo. Long ball with the left foot out to this near side for Velde. Underneath it Sterling, who was barged by the Norwegian. One cap for Norway, and the free kick's been given, but it's for an offside rather than a foul over on this near side.
Yeah, you can see, I mean, it was Martins on the left hand side. You get no change out of Sterling in the first half. clearly the manager's seen that for the Greeks and thought he'd give Velde the chance to go and try and be a wee bit more creative and a bit more purposeful when taking on Dujon Sterling.
They signed Velde from Lech Poznan in the summer for £3.5 million. He scored 13 goals, 5 assists in Poland last season, and as I said, he got his first goal for his new club at the weekend. Rangers up the pitch here. They've got a throw-in level with the edge of the D of the Olympiacos box. Bowled infield by Sterling to Barron, back to Sterling, back to Barron, back to Sterling, and out of play for an Olympiacos throw-in on this near side. But the message from Philippe Clement would have been just to go out there and produce the same performance, perhaps with a few less unforced errors, and try and get out of it here, get away from Piraeus tonight with at least a point in this match.
Yeah, I'd agree, Liam. I mean, they've got nothing to fear from what we saw from the opening half. I mean, Neil's talking about Olympiacos will have to be better in the second, and you would expect them to be better, but Rangers defended really well in the first half, and as you said, created those couple of opportunities. If they do get out of here with a draw, it's a fantastic result in a really difficult away arena, but they've got, you know, a long way to go before completing that.
The Rangers haven't won on 4 previous visits to Greece. They've drawn 3 though, just the 1 defeat. It's true with both Panathinaikos, once with PAOK, a couple of times with Panathinaikos. As Rangers come forward with Czerny, right hand side of the box, little ball infield to Barron, shimmies and shuffles out to the right hand side of the box, plays it short to Sterling, moves infield, side foots it back to Raskin in the midfield. Barron's still over on this near side, the pass is too much on it, and he's frustrated with himself, the Rangers midfielder. He couldn't find his lieutenant in there, Connor Barron, and it's out for an Olympiacos throw-in midway inside their own half on this near side.
Just a wee bit of slack from Raskin. He's had a couple in the match.
0-0, almost on 50. Here's Bayrami, he gets the break of the ball. He's got Czerny to his right. Bayrami looks up at the box. It's a low ball in, and it's too close to the keeper, who comes and claims. He gets an applause from Cyril Dessers anyway, as he tried to seek the Rangers number 9.
Should have put it in there for me. Liam Dessers had peeled off nicely to the back post area. Should have just clipped it, hung it up, but tries to play a kind of very tight pass along the ground. The goalkeeper comes out and collects.
Well, Martins is giving it away cheaply, and Rangers are plenty forward here. Diamonde rolls it right to the D. It's with Czerny. Onto his left he goes. He just showed a little bit too much of it to Carmo, who slides in. And it's out with Velde on this near side, looking to get back onto it in behind Sterling, and he's managed to do so. He's claiming he was fouled. The referee says no, and Suter has it. Well, you wouldn't have been surprised to have seen the free kick awarded there.
No, it looked as though between Sterling and Raskin that they kind of stopped him in his tracks, but again the referee choosing not to blow his whistle, to the fury of the Olympiacos fans, who are not enjoying his performance one single bit.
They're not enjoying Herr Stegman in the middle tonight. He was out for a throw into Rangers on this near side. Barron will leave it for Sterling, and it's just inside Olympiacos territory. Looks as though Rangers are going to make a change here, which I'm not sure if there's a slight injury problem, but they're going to bring on Yasheo Casanguero in a moment as Dessers comes forward, and then it comes off Retsos. You can't prevent the corner. It is a Rangers corner here on 51.5 minutes with the scoreline still blank, and Casanguero's waiting to come on.
I think Sterling's maybe got an injury.
Yes, there it is. Sterling's number's up. Casanguero replaces him.
It's a shame for Sterling, because there's no doubt he had a very good first half, defensively solid. Can only presume I never saw anything happening during the game,
no, but also interesting, it's Casanguero and not Tavernier he's gone to.
Yeah, that's a good point, Liam.
How far down the pecking order is he now? Czerny's corner into the box, it's not great, it's cleared easily at the near post, and then rifled forward there by Rodinei, and then Velde looking to get it through to El Kabi, cut out well by Jefte though in the centre circle. He gets it into the Olympiacos half. It's headed forward by Carmo though, over on the right hand side. Velde's onto it, right hand side of the Rangers box. El Kabi's waiting in the middle. There's another couple arriving now as well. He's bent into the area, headed up into the air by Proper. He had a second chance, still can't clear it. Barron helps him out the edge of the box, nodding it out to this near side. Ball wouldn't settle for Czerny. And Olympiacos have it here. Rodney turns it back to Carmo. And then he finds Retsos. Olympiacos 0, Rangers 0. Here in Greece. Rangers trying to get a positive result to take home. The players, normally they would travel overnight, but it's just that little bit further away. It's a 4.5-hour flight, so they instead will be travelling home after lunch tomorrow. And they're allowed a bit more time because they don't play Hearts until 5 o'clock on Sunday evening. And later kick-off, full coverage here on Sportsound, of course, as Bayrami picks up wide on the left. He's in well, the keeper in play. Control, drive towards the left angle of the box. It's still with Bayrami. Slips it back to Diamande. He's on the spin. He's no help out here, though, and he's lost it again, really meekly. And Olympiacos have it down this left-hand side with the Brazilian Rodinei. Feeds it into the centre circle there for Hetze. Out to the right, the roar goes up from the home fans. Low ball into the box. Proper's in the way, puts it behind for the corner. Olympiacos 0, Rangers 0.
It's a really poor ball in from Velde out on that right-hand side. He's clearly naturally more left-footed, but Robin Proper slices the clearance and probably didn't need to give away the corner. Unnecessary, but a chance for Olympiacos to throw it into the box.
Yeah, Musakitis has gone over there to take it. And Rangers have held firm for the duration of this game so far. And they might well be asked a question here. The referee has gone into the 6-yard box to have a word with Velde. He's got himself embroiled with Jack Butland. And the corner will come in. It's going to be a left-footed, in-swinging delivery. Into the box it comes, headed away by Desser, straight back out to the far side. Musakitis flights it back in on the 6-yard line. It's Casemiro nodding it out to this near side. Picked up by Martins. Slide challenge there from Diamande, puts it out for a throw-in on the near side, a bit level with the Rangers penalty spot. Martins is going to leave this one for Costinha, who will be taking it. Very intriguing game, this one.
I was going to say, fairly uneventful, the opening 10 minutes of the second half. Not a lot between the sides yet again.
Olympiacos have it in the centre circle. Retsos rolls it out to the far side. And then it's flicked forward but by Rodinei. Now Gelson Martins, the right angle of the box, forced out wide on the touchline. Comes back the way and then knocks it forward to Rodinei. Martins wants it back. Instead it comes into the midfield. 3 making a move into the box, and it comes. It's headed back towards El Kabi with his back to goal. He scores! Brilliant turn, a brilliant goal from El Kabi. The big danger man for Olympiacos fires it home in off the underside of the bar. Nothing Butland could have done about it. But you cannot give Ayoub El Kabi that kind of room inside your box, because that's what he does. And the man who won them the Conference League last season breaks the deadlock here. It's Olympiacos 1, Rangers 0.
Well, Rangers don't deal with the cross ball well at all. It seems to bounce, and then El Kabi's got forever to turn and swivel. He catches it unbelievably well, puts it right in the top corner, as you said, in off the woodwork. But they've got to get pressure on the ball before he manages to spin and hit that shot. They'll be so disappointed, Rangers, because they've not been asked defensively too many questions, and that is such a sloppy goal to give away.
Well, Neil McCann's watching this in the studio, no doubt, enveloped in replays of that El Kabi strike. Neil, what do you make of that?
Yeah, well, watching it, Liam, when the ball just gets chipped into the penalty box, they get a runner from deep, and it drags Connor Barron, Proper, Suter, all with that ball. And then El Kabi, he just gambles, he just checks his run, drops back to the edge of the 6-yard box. All the Rangers players are going towards their own goal. They continue in that motion, and to be honest, it's a brilliant finish. Suter tries to get there, and he's too late. I mean, it's unstoppable for Butland, but again, maybe that's just about putting the brakes on is John Souttar for a centre-back. He reacts too slowly. El Khaby doesn't. And as I said to Richard at half-time, I just don't feel that this Rangers side have got the DNA to just be resolute and not give up any chances in a game. It's turned out that way, unfortunately.
Yeah, 1-0 to the Greeks. And Rangers, well, I'm not sure they need to change too much because they've had opportunities and you'd fancy them to get another good chance in the match, and they've got the ball here with Diamonde firing it right hand side of the box for Czerny. He's got a bit of space to work in. Back to Casemiro, who bends it towards the back post, and it flashes past the goal frame and behind for the goal kick. Good reaction to going behind from Rangers there. 58 played, they are 1-0 down.
It was Liam again on the counter. The ball gets played out to the right hand side to Czerny, who does well to kind of hold it up and slow the play down, knocks it back to Casemiro, just coming into the edge of the box. You can see what he's trying to whip his foot around it and get into that goalkeeper's top right hand corner. Just get too much whip on it, ended up going by the post by a good metre or so. But you're right, a good response. It's going to need a response now, because Rangers no longer can sit and hope to get out here with a draw without scoring. They're going to have to come forward, which is going to leave them a wee bit more open, which they've not really been too much in this game. They've managed to keep their shape well and be disciplined, but at one stage they're going to have to stick.
As Velde seems to have made a difference, and Olympiacos have it in the edge of the box. There's an effort bent for goal, and it's just wide. Good hit by Chiquinho, just to the left of the D. You could see all day, all night long, what he was trying to do there, trying to angle that towards the top right corner, and it goes past, and it stays at 1-0 as we touch the hour mark.
Yeah, they seem to have just got their tails up, haven't they? You can hear the energy inside the stadium. It was good play, cuts onto his right hand side. It looked from where we're standing as if it was going to go into Jack Butland's top left hand corner, but couldn't see how far it went past the post. It didn't look like it was very far at all, but another good effort.
Long ball from Jack Butland up towards Dessers, who flicks on, but will be easily away by Carmo. There's Gelson Martins helping it on its way, and then knocked into touch over on the far side by Mouzakitis. They had been knocking on the door, actually, Tomo, just in the minutes in the lead up to that goal, and as I said, Velde and the little shuffle in the team seems to have made a bit of a difference.
Yeah, I think it has. I mean, they lacked intensity in the first half and they lacked creativity. Velde certainly added to that. A wee kind of shuffle in the pack certainly helped them. Oh,
Casemiro with fresh air there allows Velde to pick up the ball on the near side. A little flick in behind them. Chance to cross here for the number 32 Hetze. He's going to have to settle for the corner though. And Casemiro's trying to explain himself to his teammates there, because he almost sold them out. It stays 1-0 to the home team, but they've certainly upped the ante in the last 5-10 minutes.
100%. It was really rash from Casemiro. Just takes a big swing at it, completely misses the ball, and then Connor Barron did really well to get back in and make the block before the cross comes in, but they've got a corner to defend.
Chiquinho will take it, in swinger with the right foot, right down in front of us as they attack the goal to the left. In from Chiquinho, it's headed down inside the box there, comes off Propard, has quickly put his hands behind his back to an innocence there. I don't know if they'll revisit that. Here's Velde, left hand side of the box, up against Casemiro, bends it in. Rangers trying to ride this out here, headed away by Jefte, picked up by Bayrami, who's done brilliantly on the turn to find Jefte and takes the pressure off his defenders, and Rangers are coming away in the counter. Bayrami's got it back from Diamonde, switches it out to Czerny on this right hand side. He looked a threat in that first half. Czerny rolls it forward into the right hand side of the box for Diamonde. Diamonde then short to Czerny, little ball forward, chance here perhaps for Bayrami, gets to the byline, dinks it across. Dessers is at the back post, but it's swung over the line, and that'll be a goal kick to Olympiacos, and it will remain 1-0 to Olympiacos. Hearts supporters on your way to Tynecastle tonight for that Conference League match against Heidenheim, the Bundesliga side. The starting 11: Craig Gordon, 300th appearance. Back four of Forrester, Kent, Kingsley, Penrice, Boateng, Beningame and Spittle across the middle, with Forrest and Danda either side of Shankland. That is the Heart of Midlothian starting 11. Full coverage to come from Tynecastle once we are done here in Greece, in the Europa League, that match in the Conference League. It's out of play for a throw to Olympiacos in this near side. Rangers again looking a threat when they came forward there on the counter.
Yeah, I mean, throughout the match that's been the case. On that occasion it was good play, the switch out to Czerny, a couple of passes, eventually comes to Bayrami, tries to stand it up to the back post, but it was a really kind of tight angle, and another chance here.
Yeah, it's in behind Casemiro, Velde in the near side. Casemiro's challenge, and it comes off. Definitely came off Velde last. He's complaining, and so are the fans, but Casemiro's challenge does enough to get it behind for the goal kick as it came back off the Olympiacos number 11 last.
You can see the lift it's given the Olympiacos players. They're coming forward now in greater numbers with more energy, more speed. Casemiro just getting a toe in there and no more. Velde probably with the last touch, taking it down for the bye kick.
Rangers have it on the left there with proper long ball with the left foot into the Olympiacos. Half controlled by Rodney, but picked up by Barron from that pass. He read it well as it was trying to get through to Muzakitis. Rangers have it. Czerny to Dessers at the edge of the box, sits the defender down, shoots and scores! Rangers level! And that's a wonderful finish from Dessers. He picked up right-hand side of the box and fires it past the goalkeeper. And just like his opposite number, Giolakis could do nothing to keep it out. He spurred two magnificent chances in the first half, but he's made absolutely no mistake with that one. Rangers level in Greece. Olympiacos 1, Rangers 1.
Well, it's an absolute gift for Rangers, but you cannot deny the finish from Cyril Dessers. I mean, you're right to point out he missed two good opportunities in the first half, and we often say he misses them, but he keeps going back when he gets the opportunity. I thought he was going to, he'd taken a touch. The defender kind of bought his wee dummy as if he was going to shoot and slides past him. The whole goal opens up, and this time there was no uncertainty with the finish. Reverses it into the bottom corner. A really, really good finish, and Rangers are right back in this when it didn't look likely.
9th goal of the season for Cyril Dessers. Neil McCann.
Yeah, it's a brilliant finish. I have no idea what the centre-back's doing. He's committed, he's gone to a slide from 18 yards out. He slid right past the ball with big captain, and Dessers, to be fair, has shown the composure with that finish, Liam, that he probably didn't with the first two chances that he got in the match. Really, really good finish, just closed the foot on it into the far side netting. But I mean, it's almost spot on. It's an absolute gift. Left back's away, thinking he's in possession. He gets caught out, but there's no excusing a mistake from then.
Yeah, here's Velde though for Olympiacos, coming forward to the byline, pulls it back, and it's cut out. And Connor Barron can ease it away to cut Neil off in his prime there. Apologies for that, Neil. Dessers down, free kick Rangers, and a yellow card is being produced as well. Neil, I'll let you finish with this break and play here.
I was just saying, I think it's Carmel comes across, and I mean the defending is shocking, but still opportunities come, and you have to capitalise on them, and he certainly did there. It was a brilliant finish.
It wasn't quite as tight an ankle this time either.
No, it wasn't, Stephen. No, it wasn't. You're quite right about that.
Yeah, you missed that at half-time.
Yeah, for all the listeners that just tuned in there, they're like,
yeah,
what?
Exactly. I'm wondering what that's all about, yeah.
Can't wait to Saturday night on Sports Scene till you make your first mistake.
He's asking for trouble. He's asking for trouble. Suter takes the free kick for Rangers up to the edge of the Olympiacos box where it's headed away. It drops to Muzakitis, nods it on, but Barron's onto it. And now Czerny, right-hand side of the box. Czerny's still got Barron in support. Casemiro's there as well. He's reversed it to Casemiro, who wins the corner. Well, Rangers went behind there on 56. They're back level within 8. They had an opportunity straight off the centre after the Olympiacos goal. It's been a great reaction from them to go in behind, because
it has been.
In this atmosphere as well, it could have been crushing.
I mean, the last 10 minutes has been quite end-to-end, to be honest with you. The more that Olympiacos are throwing men forward, the more that Rangers are starting to find space in behind. Good bit of play again from them.
Rangers corner in front of their supporters, and it comes beaten, headed away by the first man at the near post. Olympiacos have it with Rodney. He heads it forward, looking to try and get Velde involved. He's gone down. Free kick's been given, and Raskin is being spoken to by the ref. I think the Olympiacos fans want there to be further punishment there for the young Belgian midfielder. And it's a free kick only to Olympiacos, and it'll be very interesting to see what their reaction will be. They were actually in a similar situation at the weekend against Panathinaikos. They were 1-0 up, cruising, absolutely battering them, but then they found an equaliser. They scored pretty quickly off the back of them making it 1-1. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of reaction they have here against Rangers, who are playing better than the domestic opposition they had at the weekend. It's in the midfield, just about midway inside the Rangers half. Barron loses out in the 50-50. It comes out to this left-hand side for Costinha. 2 Rangers players around him. Barron battling for it. Looked as though that was a Rangers throw-in, and Barron can't believe it's gone the other way. He's put in some shift tonight, Connor Barron, down there. He's clearly that's what his game's about. He's a little buzz bomb, and he's been winning a lot of second balls that are helping Rangers out tonight, and they've got themselves a free kick to the visitors on this near side. We're into the final quarter on match day 4 in the Europa League. Olympiacos 1, Rangers 1.
The game has opened up. I mean, now that Rangers have got themselves back in to the game in terms of scoreline, I just wonder whether they'll be kind of less likely to go forward as often and as much as they have been doing in these last few minutes.
Long ball to the edge of the Olympiacos box from Butland's free kick. It's headed away, and then Chiquinho heads it out to that right-hand side for Martins. El Kabi ahead of him. Martins is body checked on the far side, and that's a free kick to Olympiacos. It was Jeffday's challenge, and again the home fans want a yellow card. I think the referee's going to please them this time. Out comes the yellow.
No, Martins kind of turned him once and then turned him twice, went round the back side of him, and Jeffday seemed to body check him. He's kind of protesting his innocence. It did look a foul from where we are. It's opposite side of the pitch, but I'm not sure a yellow was necessary.
You'd think Rangers might be able to create another chance or two, Tom.
Well, that's the thing.
Would they sign up for a draw right now if you gave it to them?
Oh, listen, a draw would be a brilliant result. But you're right. I mean, they are capable of getting a winning goal in this game. It's just a balancing act between trying to go forward and getting that, and then leaving yourself a wee bit exposed. But I suppose that's for the manager to put that information onto the pitch. We'll see what he does with the substitutions, which will no doubt come in the next wee while.
21 of the 90 left, one apiece. Free kick Rodney takes. Long ball to the edge of the box, headed away by Suter. Raskin battling with Martins. Down goes Martins, no free kick. It's now with Proper. Just outside his box, over on the far side, fires it forward with the left foot up to the halfway line. Rodney's underneath it. It's nodded forward up towards Chiquinho. One back by Raskin, and then by Rami to Dessers, to Diamonde, to Czerny in the centre circle. He was looking to get the nutmeg there. It hasn't worked out, but Rangers pinch it back quickly through Raskin, and it's an intelligent chip ball forward out to the right for Casemiro. Now with Barron, works it back to Casemiro, right-hand side of the box, gets in, comes off the defender, who decided to deal with the situation. Retsos, the goalkeeper, was behind him, and just for a split second there you thought it might ricochet off him and into his own net with the goalkeeper stranded.
Wasn't the best ball in from Casemiro again. Dessers had peeled more towards the back post. He had to stand it up and tries to whip it, but in the end it actually looked fairly composed defending. But you're right, when he took the touch on his chest, you just wondered where it was going.
Rangers have it on the near side from the throw. Casemiro back down the line for Diamonde. So they attack the goal to the right. It's a poor touch from Diamonde though, and it goes out for a throw-in on this near side. Remember, Hearts, Heidenheim to come in the Conference League 8 o'clock kickoff from Tynecastle tomorrow on the TV channel. Morton against Ayr United is the latest Friday night football serving from the Championship. Saturday, Dundee United, Ross County, Hibs St Mirren, Motherwell St Johnstone. Later kick-off, Aberdeen, Dundee. Then on Sunday, Kilmarnock, Celtic at 3 and Rangers Hearts at 5. And a double header on Sunday Sports. Next Friday, it's Scotland, Poland, before they round off their campaign in the Nations League. It's Croatia, sorry, next Friday, and then they're away to Poland for the final match in the Nations League. Here come Rangers. Dessers wins it off Retsos, driving towards the box, and he rifles it for goal with the left foot and drags it well wide. He need 2 to the left, who are furious with him now. Diamonde and Bayrami, but he's scored the goal.
I mean, it's just so
7 or 8
unpredictable.
minutes, he fancies it.
It's so unpredictable, isn't it? But his goal was composed, cool, calm, collected. That was wild on his left foot this time. He does well actually driving in the pitch. It does open up for him a wee bit, but he absolutely slashes at it, and you're right to point out 2 runners from the left-hand side.
Schwelde down the left for Olympiacos, who are in the attack in third. Barham with the challenge. Breaks back to Velde, back down the line. And it goes there to Hetze. Big switch out to Rodney on that far side. He's moved to right wing back, or right back, since the change was made at the interval. Here's Gelson Martins picking up. Level with the Rangers 18-yard line. Rolls it back the way picked up here by Retzi. His attempted ball towards the box is cut out by Raskin. Bouncing around in the midfield. Nodded forward by Muzakitis. Now it's with Rodney. Rangers trying to hold firm here. It's 1-1. It's a chance for Costinha. Moves infield, loses it. Barron pokes it away. Bayrami helps it out wide right for Czerny. He's got loads of space ahead of him. He can try and capitalise on that. Czerny down the right side. Velde coming to meet him. Still it's Václav Czerny. He's at his run forward. Stopped, so he turns round and slips it infield to Diamonde. Right central area, then back for Raskin. And he shifts it out to the left for Jefte. The shrill whistles from the home fans tell you Rangers are in possession. Here's Proper over on the left, and he decides to go all the way back to Butland. And Butland with the captain's armband there from his left arm out to the left. It goes to Proper, forward to Raskin, out to Jefte on the touchline. His pass forward's cut out though, and Olympiacos get it back, but not for terribly long. Raskin's on it again, out to Bayrami, driving down the left, fancies his chances against the defender. Still he has it, Bayrami, taking on Rodney. Still it's Bayrami, down towards the corner flag, chops back on to the right, looks up in the box, still it's Bayrami, shoots a goal, and the goalkeeper holds on. Joe Lakis, what a goal that would have been if that gone in. It stays one apiece.
It would have been. He does ever so well down that left-hand side, taking on the full-back, showing great upper body strength, cuts in the pitch, gets to about the edge of the 18, tight angle, and then just unleashes. Unfortunately for him, it was straight at the goalkeeper. Any type of angle on that, it might have had a chance, but really good play from Bayrami.
Sports Sound here on BBC Radio Scotland. Extra 810 medium wave on digital, online at bbc.co.uk/Sports Scotland. We're live in the Europa League, Matchday 4, 1-1 in Greece between Olympiacos and Rangers, heading towards the final 15 minutes of the 90. Casemiro sees it behind for a goal kick. He's done well there against Velde. Can Rangers at the very least hold on and take a precious point back to Glasgow?
It would be an absolutely brilliant result, Liam. There is half of the kind of instinct of the Rangers players knowing that there is chances left in this game for them, and if they could get a victory, it would be an incredible result in a place where we felt it was going to be harder than it's ended up turning out to be. It's been a good Rangers performance.
Well, it's been one of their better performances this season, and of course that was the same in Malmo. It was the same against the Romanians 2 weeks ago. Just maybe
they're a bit Jekyll and Hyde, our Rangers, this season.
Well, I mean, they've been, for Rangers standards, they've been awful away from home for longer than just this season. And Olympiacos coming forward, Barron gets in the way, he's done really well there again. And it's out to Czerny on this near side. Yeah, they've won 4 of their last 14 away from Ibrox. Includes the trip to Hampden for the Scottish Cup final and the League Cup semi-final.
Yeah, that's not good enough.
Casemiro was a throw-in on this near side. Their wins away from home this season, Malmo and Dundee United. Here's Velde driving in field. Raskin's challenge. Again, the home fans didn't like it. They are perplexed that there's no free kick there. Raskin picks up getting it from Dessers. Gives it away though, and straight to Martins, who is driving forward. Double change for Olympiacos coming. Martins hits the deck. Again, no free kick. Well, Rangers have been... There was a couple of moments there when, again, you would not have been surprised to hear the whistle going.
Yeah, the first one I don't think so. That second one was a good chance. There might have been a wee nudge in the back of Martins if he's driving forward, but the referee, he's certainly not intimidated.
As Czerny has it on this right-hand side, it's the ball chipped into the Olympiacos box, comes off by Rami, and behind for the goal kick. He's claiming corner. He's not getting one. It's 1-1, 76.5 minutes played. And there's going to be a couple of changes here for Olympiacos. Costinha is going to come off, be replaced by Lorenzo Pirola. Here's the number 5, and that's the first of the changes. The other one sees Chiquinho come off to be replaced by Sergio Oliveira. Pirola is an Italian under-21 international, and that's a like-for-like change really. Although he's going to come over to play at left back by the looks of things for the closing 13 minutes of the match. The scoreline sitting at 1 apiece.
Raskin's won so many balls in this second half. He's been really, really good in the middle of the park for Rangers, snuffing things out, stopping up. No chance yet.
Yeah, Martin's in behind Casemiro. Flag goes up over on the far side.
Did look as though he was just fractionally offside. Again, the linesman quick with his flag. Something we've not seen a lot of.
It's another experienced player coming on in Sergio Oliveira, Portugal international. He managed 13 caps, actually won the Conference League with Roma in 2022. It was the inaugural season of the third competition from UEFA, as Butland takes this free kick long with the right foot. Heading towards the final 12 minutes, 1-1. Rangers getting ever closer to taking something back from this potentially very difficult venue, the Karaiskakis Stadium in Piraeus. And it's not the biggest stadium in the world, 30,000, just over 30,000 it holds, but it's all enclosed and the acoustics are phenomenal. And Suter heads that forward and out for an Olympiacos throw-in over on the far side. Rodney is going to take it a few yards inside his own half. He bowls it down the line, helped on its way by El Kabi. Couldn't quite squeeze it through to Martins, cut out, but Olympiacos pick up the scraps in the midfield. That's a dreadful ball out to this near side that finds touch, and it's Oliveira who's just on.
Maybe not quite up to the pace of things. Yeah, you're right, Veldy was out here on the left hand side, plenty of space. Oliveira completely overhitting the pass. Throwing
Casemiro, bowls it forward. It's Pirola gets his head onto it, nods it back towards the Rangers box where Suter meets it and clears it up towards halfway. Olympiacos give it away and Barron might be able to put it through to Dessers here. Dessers in between the defenders, he's driving in on goal, but it's brilliantly defended by Rodney. Dessers' eyes lit up there, he was in, it looked like he was on another one-on-one coming up for Dessers, but Rodney ghosted in from that far side and slammed the door in his face. It stays Olympiacos 1, Rangers 1, approaching 80 minutes.
It was a good pass through from Barron, wasn't it, after a mistake from Olympiacos, and Dessers' first touch is actually really good. He puts it in front of himself. He doesn't see Rodney coming from his left-hand side. He's got his eyes on the ball. Just shows too much of it to Rodney, and you have to say it's brilliant defending from him. Another opportunity. Dessers has been through so many times in this game.
Casemiro with a throw-in on the near side. We're at the business end of the game. Matchday 4. Bowled forward. Dessers helps it on its way. And nodded clear. There by Hetze. Long ball back towards the Olympiacos box. Dessers can't control it. Trying to hold them off was Carmo. Away by Retsos. And then a foul, which will draw a free kick for Olympiacos. Just outside their box. And it's taken quickly by Retze. Fires it to the skipper. And Retsos out to that far side for Rodney. Just moves it back to Retsos. Squares it to Carmo. And it's at that stage of the game where anything Rangers lose here, they'll be so gutted. As Martins picks up on the right-hand side, 3 in red and white in the middle, 4 now. Pull back to Rodney, takes a touch, in comes the cross. Barron can't get his head onto it, but Casemiro's in behind him to clear. Dessers can't quite get it under control, and Carmo knocks it back to Retsos. What Philippe Clement will not want is for Olympiacos to dominate these closing stages of the game and for Rangers to sit deep, and this is another opportunity for Rodney coming forward. His pass is cut out, the claiming handball, the ref wagging his finger almost at the home fans as well as the players, and it stays Olympiacos 1, Rangers 1.
Don't think it was a penalty. The ball bounces up very close. I don't even know if it does hit his arm or hand, but it was also close. I don't think it would have been given regardless.
Martins over on that far side, just rolling it back into the midfield. It's another switch of play out to this near side for Veldy. Up against Casemiro, gets onto the right, shoots. It's blocked there by the head of Suter on the 6-yard line. It's exactly how Veldy scored his goal at the weekend. On the right, Olympiacos come again. There's a dink ball into the area. Sails over everyone's head and out to this near side. Picked up down here by Pirola. He's back onto it, plays it short to Velde. Shifts it infield to Oliveira. Back to Retzi, and now Retsos finds Gelson Martins. Out to the touchline for Rodney. Rangers are sitting deep here. It's the edge of the box, and it's a sliced effort by Martins, which sails harmlessly wide of the Rangers goal off to our left, and it stays Olympiacos 1, Rangers 1, with the clock showing 82.5 minutes.
Well, since you mentioned it, Rangers have dropped ever so slightly, inviting a wee bit more pressure onto them. This time it was Martins, does incredibly well with the wee shuffle, takes it onto his left, but the shot is wild.
John Souther's being spoken to by the referee, and he's trying to say, don't waste time here. Straight in the book. There's going to be a couple of changes for Rangers just coming up in the next moment. I think Egeman's one of them. Can't quite see who the other is at the moment. Anyway, it's a long ball from Jack Butland, which is met in the air by Retsos. Heads it up to the halfway line, then headed away by Jefte. Over on the far side, Olympiacos have it back. Muzakitis just turning it back there to Retsos. And then Carmo slides it forward to Martins. Lovely shuffle away from Barron, but Raskin wins it off him. Raskin has it, looks to slip it through to Dessers. I think Bayrami was the ball.
Correct.
And he's given it away. And it'll be a free kick for a tug on Retsos there by Dessers. And it will stay Olympiacos 1, Rangers 1. It's going to be a triple change. Egeman, McCausland and Tavernier. And off comes Dessers. So he'll be replaced by Egeman, who scored against FCSB 2 weeks ago in his first goal for the club. Tavernier will replace Jefte, so Casemiro will go over to that left-hand side with Tavernier coming on, and he's got the armband back on too. And Ross McCausland is going to come on for Czerny, who's kind of faded in the last 15-20 minutes.
Yeah, I think there's been a few tired bodies out there, certainly in the last 10 to 15 minutes. Dessers, since his goal, hasn't really been involved, and then Czerny, you're right, he had a really good first half, very start to the second half, but since then he's kind of not really shown too much.
Czerny's taking his time to come off eventually as he shakes the hand of Ross McCausland, who scored in Malmo, got the goal that settled any nerves that there might have been on Matchday 1. And looks like Bayrami is coming off as well, and on comes Tavernier. So those are the alterations for Rangers. 5 minutes to play. Olympiacos have the free kick deep inside their own half. Neil McCann, 5 minutes left plus stoppage time. Rangers, as it stands, going back to Glasgow with a precious point.
Yeah, really good one if they can manage to get out of here intact with a 1-1, but you think that they'll have a wee surge towards the end. Bit of freshness coming onto the pitch from McCausland. Egeman, that if that counter-attack chance opens up for him, could they nick it, Rangers? But yeah, I think a point would be good. You boys have called it right all night. I don't think they've really shown anything other than that little 10-minute spell just before their goal and just afterwards, and then they've gone back to tight where it's been quite comfortable for Rangers.
Well, the seconds are ticking away. There's going to be a change for Olympiacos. Charalampus Kostoulas is going to come on. He's a striker. He's just 17. And actually, it's easy to forget that Christos Muzakitis, who've been watching all night, is 17 as well, and he's coming off. Be replaced by his fellow teenager. And it will be a throw into Olympiacos just inside the Rangers half on this near side. The touch there from Musilakis is just on. He's giving it away. Egeman finds Barron, but the ref's blown his whistle.
I think he thought it was a handball, but I certainly felt it was going to come off his midriff or hip. Bit unlucky there, Egeman.
Philippe Clement down there chatting to his staff, and as the yellow card comes out for Egeman.
Silly.
No need for it. It's just for dissent. There's Retsos for Olympiacos, right of the centre circle. Now he comes across halfway. This will be the big push from the home team to win this game. Long ball from Carmo to the left angle of the Rangers box. It's headed away. See James Tavernier playing up the pitch.
Yeah.
With Casemiro continuing it right back. Jefte over on the other side. Rangers win it back again. The home fans felt there was a foul there. Egeman chases, Retsos gets there first though and goes back to his keeper. 3 left of the 90, 1-1.
Yeah, James Tavernier coming on at kind of right wing, if you like, or right of the 3, and I doubt he'll be going forward that much. I'd maybe just brought him on to give that wee bit of extra security defensively.
Cropper's been fouled there, and that looked like a challenge of
yeah,
somebody who's frustrated, and he's just on the pitch as well. And Kostoulas is yellow carded. I think he's only been on 2 minutes. He's given the ball away once and been booked. It's not a great start for him.
It's not. He is a young man though, so he'll be full of energy and just trying to impress, and sometimes you can be a wee bit too over-eager.
Free kick for Jack Butland, and he's in no hurry to take it.
Quite right too.
He's just, his arms up, just telling him, his teammates, where he's putting it. And he goes long with the right foot down the left-hand side of the pitch. Rangers looking to keep Olympiacos hemmed in here. It goes out off the Rangers player for an Olympiacos throw-in. I think this time Rangers feeling aggrieved. They reckon they should have had a free kick over on that far side. It is an Olympiacos ball instead. And the score's level at 1-1. It's going to be picked up on this near side by Pinola. Dinged forward, flicked on by Velde. Comes right through to Suter though. Suter chips it onto the chest of Barron, who chests it onto Casemiro. Driving forward, looking for Egeman. Couldn't get there. The defender does enough to poke it away. Oliveira out to Velde on the near side. The challenge from Raskin. He's been treading a fine line tonight, Nicholas Raskin, with some of the challenges he's been putting in. I think a few of them could have, on another night, would have been a foul.
Won a lot of balls though, Liam,
yeah,
especially this second half.
But you need players like that in a night like this, in a venue like this.
100%.
It is John Suter smashing the ball forward. Egeman takes it down, but in the 90th minute gets it ahead of him, but his touch takes it to Retsos, who shifts it out to Rodinei on that right flank. Little ball in field to Oliveira. His pass is cut out, but he's going to get a second chance here. Good work by Raskin there, just left of the centre circle. But they do emerge with it with the second ball, and it's Oliveira shifting it to his left. Pinola out to the touchline for Velde. He's carried that over the line. That's going to be a throw-in to Rangers on this near side of it, level with the edge of the D of their own box. And now it'll be all eyes on the fourth official, who's going to tell us any second now how much stoppage time's being added on at the end. We're hearing 4 minutes. We're hearing there's going to be 4. So Rangers are 4 minutes away from taking a point from Greece. And that is 4 minutes confirmed down below us.
Just got to keep it tight. Try not to drop too much and invite pressure on. You'd imagine that Olympiacos are going to throw everything at this in the last 4 minutes here.
Rodinei has it on the far side, under pressure from McCausland. Forced out wide right. And as Rodinei comes forward, McCausland with the challenge out for an Olympiacos throw-in. Hearts Heidenheim to come. It's less than half an hour away from kick-off in the Conference League at Tynecastle. I brought you the team earlier. You'll get refreshed when it comes to the team news once we're done here. It's Rodinei for Olympiacos, stabbing it back there to the captain, Retsos. Finds Carmo and then out to this near side. Pinola slips, but he's got it forward to Velde. The challenge of Casemiro's a good one. The pass wasn't really. Tavernier does get onto it, and his ball goes out of play for a throw-in on the near side to Olympiacos. Well, the ref came running over here as if he was about to book one of the Rangers players.
For Barron, I think he threw the ball away, just trying to waste a wee second or two, but he kind of did it. He was going to book him, and then he just
changed his mind the last second. We're into the second of 4 have been added here in Piraeus, and it is Gelson Martins wide on the right, taking on Jefte, driving forward a bit level with the edge of the D, leaves it out on the far side. The chip ball comes in, headed away by Proper, and he's found Diamonde as well, who's on to it. He slips it out to the left-hand side. Egeman's long ball, looking for Tavernier. Out comes the goalkeeper, who strides onto his 18-yard line and rifles it clear. Suter's header. Casemiro trying to get his boot onto it. Up into the air it goes. Raskin's header forward. Olympiacos pick up again, though, on this left-hand side. Velde slips it through. Chance here for the youngster Kostoulas. Left of the 6-yard box, and a goal kick's been given. Olympiacos are howling for a corner.
I have to say, I thought it was a corner myself. I thought it was a tackle. And you can hear the Olympiacos fans, there's drinks firing off that safety net behind the goal.
Yeah, they've been furious all night, but probably furious with their own team's performance as well, because they haven't hit the levels that they can.
They've not impressed. I think the referee would do well to put a wee disguise on leaving the stadium tonight.
We'll be waiting until everything's cleared anyway. Long ball forward from Butland, and it comes all the way through to the edge of the box where Pinola gets onto it. Up into there it goes. Egaman tries to take it down on this near side. He's up the pitch as well, and he's found Barron. Can Rangers go back with an even more sensational result? In comes the cross from Egaman's a dreadful ball. You heard Stephen in the background. But we are just about to tick into the 4th and final minute of stoppage time. Olympiacos 1, Rangers 1. Here come the home team though. Rodney down the right. Passes it forward to Martins. Comes back the way. It's picked up here by Kostulas. He slips as he tries to pass. He gives it away, and then Jefte rolls it forward to Diamonde. I think he's had a good game tonight. His ball in field is cut out now for a Rangers throw-in. They're almost there, Rangers.
They are, Liam, and it's a brilliant result. Just seconds away from the final whistle now. And when they went to goal behind, you're thinking the worst, but they showed a great reaction. Obviously the goal from Dessers, and if they come away from a really tough opponent like this, away from home in a hostile place with a point, it's a massive point for them. And the performance is the thing that's going to please the manager the most, because it's been a better performance from Rangers.
Well, there's only about 15 seconds left. One apiece. Raskin with the header forward. Here's Barron driving up towards the edge of the Olympiacos box. Still it's Connor Barron into the area onto the left. Shuffles onto the left side. Couldn't find Egaman, and it all just fizzles out for Rangers. That looked like it was opening up beautifully for Barron. Olympiacos pinch it back in the midfield. Diamonde slips. I make that time up. Olympiacos still come, and Raskin's going to get his booking, which the fans here feel he should have got a long time ago, as he commits the professional foul on Rodney, and that will be an Olympiacos free kick. And I mean, the referee's clearly going to allow them to take it, because if he doesn't, they're going to go absolutely nuclear.
Dangerous. I mean, I felt as though Raskin might have got a wee bit in the ball, maybe not, but it's actually not a bad foul to give away, because Rangers had committed so many men to the attack when Barron was up at the opposite end of the pitch that they were actually caught a wee bit there in the counter. And it was Raskin who got back in, made the foul, but it's not a bad foul to give away if they can defend this cross ball.
We played almost 5 minutes of stoppage time. 4 were added. Free kick here, which will be taken by Sergio Oliveira, right-footed into the box. It comes towards the back post. It's overhit though. It goes behind for a goal kick, but the referee's going to sound the full-time whistle any second now. And Rangers will go home. Surely now they will go home with a point. And it's been well earned by Philippe Clement's team this evening. They put in a really good shift, and they had chances to have taken a victory back, and Dessers will sleep easier knowing that he has been responsible for Rangers taking a point home, because it has finished all square. And again, boos from the home supporters who came here expecting a victory. It was a home game against a side from Scotland. They were convinced that they were going to blow Rangers away tonight, but Rangers have come to the home of a European title holder and have managed a draw. Cyril Dessers on 64 minutes, cancelling out the El Kabi opener on 56. And they will certainly feel it's the least they deserve from the game. Olympiacos had 1 or 2 opportunities and an improved second half performance. Wasn't improved enough for them though, for their fans. Rangers set their stall out immediately. Dessers missing 2 gilt-edged opportunities in the first half. He'll just be thankful that it was third time lucky. This is a fabulous finish, right-hand side of the box. He fired it home into the far reverse left-hand corner of the net, right in front of the Rangers fans, who are off to the right angle from that goal frame as the players exchange handshakes down there. It is finished all square in Greece on match day 4 in the Europa League, and Rangers picking up a point and moving a point closer to sealing a place in the knockout stages in the spring. It finished here in the Karaiskakis Stadium in Piraeus, near the Greek capital Athens. Olympiacos 1, Rangers 1.
Following Scotland's